What's up, nerds? I'm John Tyler McCrone, joined by
Brandon Diaz
and
Justin Belichis.
And this is Birds of Play. Roll that intro! Welcome back, everybody. Just to reiterate, this is Birds of Play and our fantastic, fantabulous new set. Look at all this prettiness.
It's awesome.
Look at all this prettiness. Joined, as always,
His graphics.
by my fine co-host, co-whatever, Brandon Diaz, and joined especially with our special guest today,
Special
Mr.
guest alert.
Justin.
Special guest alert.
He is our business manager here at Spinnaker. I wanted to bring him on because we got some business topics to talk about.
Thanks
today.
for having me.
We got some business topics to talk about. In particular, the biggest game that has ever been released in the history of man, Pokemon Go.
I mean, I wouldn't debate it. It's literally a worldwide.
It's a worldwide. Is it the biggest game ever, though? We're here to answer that question, not really. So, just to throw down some facts for everybody going down. Apparently, it's reported to make about $1.6 million a day in total revenue. It has surpassed download. It has surpassed download and usage than Tinder. It's more used than Tinder.
Hasn't it passed Twitter as well?
I think it's past Twitter. The one I read was it said it's almost going to pass Twitter. So I think by now it's past Twitter in downloads and daily usage, which daily usage for these kind of apps is humongous.
Snapchat is next.
Everybody has Twitter, but not everybody uses it every day. Everybody uses Pokemon Go every day. So that's humongous for them. I just read a thing where people are apparently in England selling their accounts with high-level Pokemon for about £1,000. That's the top rate.
So
I saw that.
If you got that Vaporeon action, you're gonna get some money.
But I've also
Vaporeon
seen
action.
reports of Niantic doing temporary bans on if they find out that you sold an account.
Really?
They'll temporarily ban it. I don't know what they do after that.
Really?
But
See, this is why you read stories. I just read headlines. I write down these notes.
You get blacklisted from the Pokemon.
Just another thing to kind of throw out there. Of course, people are getting robbed, so that's happening as well. And the last business thing going down is that in Japan, they're releasing the app. It wasn't released in Japan, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. It wasn't in Japan yet. But they're releasing it either today or tomorrow. And what's special about it is it's going to come with its first sponsored location. So it's going to say if you needed Pokestop, go to this one, and they paid for that. So the business is all working.
It was only a matter of time
It's only a
before
matter
they
of
started
time.
making money.
have they done the McDonald's thing? Because I know people were digging around in the code and they found code to make all McDonald's Pokestops.
Yeah, that's happening. That's going
That's
down.
already happening.
That's going to be in the future a little bit. And business independent businesses will buy a lure, put it on their shop, and I saw one guy he said he doubled his revenue for the day just by having a Poke lure on his shop.
Yeah, what you'll see is a lot of these business owners making a flyer, profiting really off of this kind of crazy
this
style
phenomenon.
of gaming, this location-based gaming. Now, I'm a guy who played Zombie Run on the G1, the original smartphone, one of them. And gosh, we've just come such a long way.
We've come so far. And it's just amazing because it's Niantic.
Niantic, yeah.
Niantic. They had a game before. I forgot to look up the name, but it was basically Pokemon Go. You found these stops and you would go to these different places.
With the geotag.
It's how they got a lot of their Pokestops and data now. Is they just use the data from that game, but nobody used it. But all they did was throw on a Pokemon logo, get some Pokemans in there, boom, 1.6
America
million
loves
a
Pokemon.
day.
Oh my
A
gosh.
day. And apparently, and this is kind of strange, they're not really getting their revenue from microtransactions specifically. It's mainly from people
Advertising?
advertising, daily usage and getting. And a big part of it is the microtransactions, but it's kind of unique where they're also getting it from these other sponsorships and stuff like that. And daily usage, they're making a ton of money that way.
Have you fellas spent real money on this game yet?
Not yet.
I just ran out of incense.
Yeah.
And every day I get home.
Incense, bro.
I'm ooh, because right at my apartment, all I get is Magikarps and Psyducks. So I want that Gyarados.
I want that Gyarados.
I want those Psyducks.
Gyarados
So I'm
too.
thinking, ooh, it's $10 for it.
It's tempting you. It's right there. It's so easy.
I get 30 of those. 30 times 30, that's a million hours of incense. I could get all the Psyducks.
I mean, we're just, fellas, look at where we work. If you open
Yeah.
Pokemon Go, the Spinnaker is in the middle of 3 stops.
3 stops.
And, we work above the game room.
Yeah.
Everyone's dropping lures.
Everyone's dropping lures.
I haven't caught a Taurus yet. Has anyone caught any region-specific Pokemon yet?
I haven't get on it that much because I'm so busy. I think my strongest one is a Tentacool. I named him Tentacool.
Wow,
he's
pretty cool.
He's 400 something. Do you have an Egg-a-Side site, right?
Execute.
Execute.
Those are all over my neighborhood. There was also a Cubone in my neighborhood, which I
Wow.
found was weird.
I want a Cubone.
I have
There's
the
like
Flareon.
Wandering Pincer as well.
And I will say, I mean, part of the success, obviously, is like the getting outside factor. The reason I want to mention that is because last weekend, I went outside for one of the first times in my life. And I was like, I'm going to go hatch my eggs in Pokemon Go. And I went outside, and we're in Florida, so it's just swamp heat. And it was just...
I went out in the middle of the day with pants on. I was like, why did I do this, Pokemon?
The worst part about it is I get like maybe like one of my eggs halfway down. It's like only a 2-kilometer egg, and the app crashes. I'm like, it won't work. It won't even work. And my sweat's just drenching on. I'm like, why did I do this? I found a thrift store, so that's nice. Thrift store's up near my house, so that's nice.
I like the hatching of an egg, man. There's nothing kind of more rewarding in the game
Yeah.
than to actually
you
walk,
press it and it's just like,
get that rare poke. You know, one of my buddies caught a Hitmonchan yesterday, or didn't catch it. It hatched from an egg.
that's awesome though.
That's
I
awesome.
know, it's really
I
cool.
hatched a Clefairy from one of my eggs.
That's awesome.
So we talked about it a little bit. I just want to get more of like the business aspect. Like, do you think, like, I know it's really, I guess, attractive to kind of partner with Nintendo or Pokemon and say like, okay, we want these sponsored Pokestops.
Okay.
Like, I see that's attractive. Do you think it's like a no-brainer? Like every major company should be getting in on this.
Absolutely. I think that this is a great way for Pokemon Go to make revenue. Okay, so we have Pokestops, sure. That's one level of how advertisers can take advantage of this location-based style of gaming. You know, what's next? Buying a rare Pokemon and placing it in your business? You feel me? Like
I was gonna ask that. Like we talked
would be
about.
we want the Mr. Mime, but like you can only get him at Belk.
I'll
You
go to
feel
Belk.
me?
I'll buy 3 belts. I'll give me a Mr.
Going
Mime.
to Belk, you know what? I kind of need a shirt. Maybe
I
some
might-
shoes.
I might
also
need a
Mr.
belt.
Mime.
What else? I mean, like, just wait till. How about sponsoring Pokemon gyms?
I was gonna say like we talked about like the regional.
The Pep
Pokemon.
Boys Pokemon.
Right,
gym.
could there be like the Pep Boys Pokemon gym, like come to Walmart, get a Taurus, guaranteed with your purchase
Pet
of a
Boys,
belt.
we support Valor.
And that's another thing, you know. Gosh, I mean, businesses allowing downloadable Pokemon.
Right.
And I mean, it's going to be crazy, you know,
Pet
when all
Boys
the
line.
updates come out. I heard the next gen of Pokemon is also coming out in December, so
Yeah.
that's going to, like, I think just increase the game's popularity.
And the good thing about it is like, because I think a lot of people, at least I was worried that the updates they're gonna roll out are just like revenue and ad based. But like I think the next update's coming out with along with some revenue stuff. They're gonna add
Money.
like trading Pokemon,
Trading and peer-to-peer battling.
peer-to-peer battling. So that's really cool. Do you think, once again, like from more of a business standpoint, obviously they're gonna get more into the ad structure. They're gonna get more into the sponsoring things. I think the things we talked about today are probably gonna be implemented at some point. Do you think
They are now.
that they are now?
You're welcome.
Do you think the consumers will still be like by the time that happens? Do you think they'll still be infatuated with the game? And if they are, will the ads like take down their business?
You know what? I don't think ads are going to really take down their business. I mean, because look at any other app like Twitter or Instagram or any other social media type of thing. You know, we do see sponsored content all the time. It's not going to stop us from playing. And I think they're going to keep the attention of everyone who plays the game by releasing like updates of new gen Pokemon.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Cause I got my Psyduck. I'm getting my Gyarados. And once I get those two, I'm like, I'm done.
And
These
it's
are the most
fun,
Pokemon I
yeah.
want.
I have so many Eevee. I just want Umbreon.
Umbreon.
Embryon?
Is that the
Yeah,
is
those
that
are the light
one?
and the dark ones, right?
Yeah.
Those are sexy.
Wait, there's a light Eevee?
Yeah.
What's that one called?
Is it
Umbreon?
Hold on.
Umbusman?
Eevee.
All right, so-
Eggs?
Exorcites?
I don't think so.
Exorcites?
Is there an egg version of Eevee?
I need to have a show. Or we were talking about Snapchat earlier today. Just me trying to say Pokemon names.
Yeah,
I can
let's-
barely say Pokemon. I
That
keep
might be
saying
able to be a
Pokemon.
show on Spinnaker TV. Little content for us.
A little
but,
content for us.
I mean, honestly, what I'm also interested in seeing is, shoot, I think more teams will get involved as well. You know, we're down to like just 3, the Mystic, Instinct, and Valor, but I think when we see Lugia and Ho-Oh in December, I mean,
Oh my
I think there's going to
God.
be other teams.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of interesting because like the teams now, and like there's it's all new people. Like the professor guy. What?
It was Umbreon and Espeon.
Espeon is the light one.
Yes.
That's so cool, man.
Espionage.
Eevee's so cool. Anyway, like there's Professor Willow, the new cat in town. He's got all his athletic gear on,
He's cool.
and then like
And he's a hot dad.
He's a hot dad.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
very
hot dad.
attractive. I would totally. Anyway, and like the 3 leaders of the team, normally in all the past Pokemon games, there are like people from the anime and people that you recognize, like Brock
Yeah.
and Misty and stuff like that, or at least people who are like kind of those archetypes. It was interesting to me to see these 3 new guys who are like completely new, You have Instinct Man, who's all about whatever he's doing. Mystic Guy, who's all about like the inner knowledge of Pokemon. And Valor's all about like the power of Pokemon. Like it's new stuff, new brands.
You know who I'm waiting to see?
Who?
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald, the
I want
Pokemon
Ronald
Master.
McDonald to be
Team McDonald.
exactly.
He only has
Team
Mr.
McDonald's.
Mime. That's his whole thing. He just throws out Mr. Mime. Oh, they're doing you. So anyway, we talked about business a lot. Very interesting conversations. You're checking your mic a little bit. That's fine. I want to get into the meat and bones of the gaming system. Justin, what is your favorite Pokemon that you have right now, and what is your most powerful Pokemon that you have right now? And Brandon, you get ready. It's coming back to you after this.
My favorite Pokemon right now is man, I think it's this Tangela.
The Tangela?
That I hatched. I mean, I really connect with Tangela because
You
it's got
vibe.
this wild hair and like.
You can
I bet
vibe
if it
with
was
it,
like a punk show, it'd be like.
They'd be wigging out. It'd be wigging out, yeah.
Flame.
It kind of looks like Cousin It from the Addams Family.
Yeah, it does.
Just a little bit.
My most powerful is a Flareon that I evolved last night. It's like a 1100 CP level. And I did take my first gyms
These
over
kids.
the weekend as well.
Really?
Goodness.
I have not assaulted a gym yet.
For Team Mystic. It's
Team
our gang
Mystic.
sign.
Ooh, hashtag Valor.
What?
Mystic.
That's the thing about, at least on campus, I don't know if you know, all the IT men are all Team Mystic. So if you look
This is what I've heard.
on all the gyms on campus, it's all blue everywhere because they go everywhere.
heard that.
I'm trying to get Team Valor up. I have one gym near my house. It's in the complex next to me. What I want to do is name a Pokemon. I don't even live here, and then take over that gym and have them feel shame for themselves. So, Brand, I'm holding your feet to the flames. What's your favorite Pokemon that you got right now?
Gosh, the favorite one that I have right now?
On camera, egg on face. Tell me it's Exocite.
It's definitely not
It's definitely
Execute.
not Exocite.
Execute.
Execute. The next one's Exocite. Whatever. I'm not bearing it down.
My favorite Pokemon that I have right now is probably my Ivysaur.
I'm sorry.
Because I caught him and it felt so good because I saw like my dad and my brother, we were at dinner and they're like trying to catch it and it got away and I was the only one that caught it.
Yeah,
But-
Dad.
Hey.
My most powerful right now is a Flareon that's like
Flareon's
700.
Flareon.
Flareon's
700
dope.
something.
He's dope.
Flareon.
My best one's a Tentacool. He's only like 400, but he's cool, man.
Hey, that's pretty good.
He's got those evil eyes. He gets you, man. He gets you. Well, we talked about Pokemon, so we talked about the business of Pokemon. Something I was really excited to talk about because it's just it's a cash cow, man.
I mean,
it's coming in. It's flowing
It's
in.
only a matter of time until
It's only a matter of
we
time.
see some sponsored Pokemon.
It's only a matter of time until we're all
Teams,
wearing
gyms,
Pokemon, our team shirts, and getting into gang fights, spray painting, Team Valor for the win. Ugh.
Valor.
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 That's a W.
Man, this should have ended 2 minutes ago. And on that note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some more news. We're going to talk about some consoles coming out. That's what we're going to talk about. And some business in there. So Birds of Play, we'll catch you in a little bit. Commercial.
You're watching Spinnaker Television.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a fantastical business episode of Birds of Play. Excuse me while I start my timer here. It's going. So going on to our second topic. This is kind of like, for me anyway, the big news story of the day, possibly of the week, possibly of the month.
Let's
All
hear
right.
it.
Talking about some new consoles. We saw one of them at E3. Didn't see one of them at E3. We'll talk about the one at E3, the one that everybody knows about. It's the Xbox One Slim. Have you seen anything about this? The new, like, smaller white one?
Yes, I
that's
have.
coming out?
It's very small
It's
compared.
very small
to
compared to the other
one.
ones. It's coming out, I don't know if the date was confirmed yet, but it's coming out August 2nd. We have the price points. For 500 gigabytes, $300. For 1 terabyte, $350. And for 2 terabytes, $400. That is about the same as like Xbox One regular edition starting price. So we're looking at like kind of a similar price point, way better package with it. You know, because it's slimmer. It's the only console that can do 4K video streaming, which is fantastic. You know, I love 4K. I've seen like two things about 4K. And it's amazing. It looks like a window. So
That's insane.
Exactly. But the one thing that I want to talk about from a business perspective, there was a lot of things that they call them business professionals, you know, whatever that means, or like market professionals. Because at that E3 conference where they announced the Xbox One Slim, they also announced this thing called Project Scorpio, which is basically Xbox One like on steroids. It can output games at 4K, which nothing else can do. It's huge capacity, like super powerful.
Like something like six teraflops.
6 teraflops of processing power, which is a lot. It's like I can run basically anything. It's amazing.
Wow.
And like it's going to be around, I think, about $600. So what market experts are saying is that probably nobody's going to buy the Xbox One Slim, like very small people, because as a consumer, you're saying, well, I have this option, which is only $200 cheaper, and it's like power-wise, like 10 times weaker. Why would I even bother waiting? Like, why would I even bother buying that when the Scorpio is going to come out either this year or next year? Like, that's how recent it's going to be. Like, why even bother? So, like, from a business perspective, do you think? I know it wasn't wise for Microsoft to do this, but do you think the Xbox One Slim sales will be like as harsh as people are saying, like as slight?
You know, it's hard to say. I think they're trying to appeal to a market of people who maybe haven't picked up the Xbox One yet. Definitely one of those, you know, type of people, or the customer that, you know, isn't really into gaming like that. You know, someone who actually might want to, who's just happy with an Xbox One.
That is true because, like, for the longest time, the Xbox was seen. Well, at least the 360 was seen as, you know, the gaming standard, but then the One, they wanted to market it as, this is your perfect media box.
Yeah.
This is what you use for everything. You don't need an Amazon stick or Google stick or a PS. Like, this is what you play all your games on. The PS4 was kind of more, no, we're for gamers and everything. And especially now with focusing on like 4K video output, that's something that I think
very niche market. You know what I mean? Because I mean, think about it. I bet you all have friends who have seen something in 4K and are just like, you know, I feel uncomfortable with this.
Yeah,
like it's almost too real. So I mean, playing something like Rocket League or like Halo
in 4K
in 4K like is it's like sea urchin, man. Like
exactly.
It's an acquired taste.
Exactly.
Really, I think when it comes down to it.
It's like kind of like VR. Like once you see it the first time, a lot of people are like, this is life now. Nothing else can come before or after this. VR is the king god, and a lot of people feel that way. Like, because a lot of people have seen VR. Not a lot of people have seen 4K.
Yeah.
4K is especially when it started, it's a very small.
New.
It's still very small, even though it came out, what, like 2 years ago, something like that? I first saw it in some random Best Buy 2 years ago. I thought it was a window. It was amazing.
I remember seeing it for the first time and being pretty spooked, to be honest.
It's kind of scary at
It's
first.
too real.
Yeah.
And look at the progression of games, though. You know, we go from 2D to being like in real life.
Exactly.
Almost,
then we get Uncharted. That it's pretty much a movie.
Right. And I definitely think, like, because I've said on this show before, I don't know necessarily VR is the new thing.
Yeah.
But because, you know, for me it doesn't immerse me at all, and like I just don't like it. But if they could get the technology, and this is way down the line, of implementing like 4K video output into VR headsets, that would be amazing.
People would just be living with their VR
I would die in VR because I would think it's real life. I wouldn't be able to.
Have you seen that movie Surrogate?
Yeah.
It's like Surrogate.
It's gonna be like that.
Sword Art Online.
You're gonna
man.
be eating in game, but you're gonna forget to eat.
And then you'll get like some chip in your body. Will like when you eat in the game, it feels like
it fills you.
You don't know. You just starve in real life. It's just that's what they execute people now. They just put them in VR for 4 days and they just start.
You know, I will say there are tasty games.
They're
tasty games. No, there's tasty food in video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You ever play the Lickitung Pokemon Stadium 2 game?
Yeah.
Where it's like eating
grab some
sushi?
food, yeah.
Yes.
You play some dungeon crawlers. You know, you break that box and ooh, a chicken leg.
Exactly.
This
recovers 2904 health. You know.
Exactly.
Man, I was feeling so weak before it.
So especially kind of looking on like that standpoint,
Of meat.
where the Slim is going to output video at 4K and the Scorpio is going to output everything at 4K. The way I'm kind of looking at it now is maybe they're not seeing their Slim as like, okay, this is the new Xbox One. You know, everybody's going to get this. What they might be seeing it as, okay, as we said, you know, this is a smaller Xbox One Slim, so people who just like to, you know, casually play games, this is a pretty attractive offer, you know. And also saying like, this is how we get early numbers on who has 4K TVs, like who, because this console buys 4K TVs, you know, who watches 4K video output, what producers will output in 4K, I was kind of seeing this like maybe this is like kind of like the what is it, Karen call? What is that? The
I
something
get what
call.
you're trying to say, but it's
That
like the
word,
push.
the bugle, to summon like, okay, this is how we get people onto 4K for the Scorpio launch, and like they're kind of pushing because even Xbox One like they kind of pushed motion controls a little bit with the Kinect and everything.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft is a very big, like with Windows 10 like touchscreen capabilities. Microsoft is a very big company that says this is the new standard. We're pushing it now. If you don't adapt to our technology, you're going to be in the dust.
They push the envelope a lot.
They
want
a
to move technology forward very fast.
So when you think about like when Windows 8 was first coming out, every single major like PC maker had a touchscreen laptop, had a touchscreen desktop.
Yeah.
Like it's just Microsoft is the standard saying this is the new thing. Get your stuff now or you're gone.
Assimilate.
Assimilate.
Be
Exactly.
left behind.
Exactly.
One of us.
And like even
Resistance is futile.
Resistance is futile. And once again, like until that Scorpio, where people like 4K becomes more of a standard, I think the 4K video output is gonna, hurt sales on the Xbox One Slim a little bit because not everybody has a 4K TV and they're extremely expensive.
I don't have a 4K.
I don't have a 4K TV.
But I think it'll like encourage people to start making stuff in 4K,
Exactly.
and then it's gonna like encourage people to start getting 4K TVs because you're like, I want to see what this looks like in 4K.
Exactly.
Who remembers like when they switched from the big box to the flat screen?
I do.
I remember
there was so
during
much
that
space in
time.
my living room.
During that time.
I know. I remember like my mom brought one home and we were just
Right.
like, wow,
Woo!
this is crazy.
Where's the thing on the back?
But that was
We don't need another TV anymore.
get rid of all, and then you have like 4 more.
And now we need the 4K. So
Yeah, I need
it's
the
smart.
4K. So now I don't think like this is gonna I don't think the Xbox One Slim is gonna like kill Microsoft or anything. It's gonna do well. But from like more of a business perspective, do you think it was because we Brandon and I thought it was a terrible move from a business standpoint, saying here's the Slim, but also here's the Scorpio, the much better version.
Here's this cool like skinny Xbox One. Also something much better.
Here's
that's
the
coming out
much
soon.
better
Well,
one.
and this was announced at E3, correct?
At E3,
Yeah.
at the same time.
And Scorpio's not going to be done for a couple of years.
Exactly. Well, they said like it could be like we're going to hear some news about it this year, but probably
By
next
the
year
holiday
or
season
2
next year.
years.
Well, here's the thing. I think Microsoft made a good call in announcing another product to people, something fresh, something that they're already familiar with, and something to really bridge the gap of between now and when Scorpio comes out as far as revenue is concerned. You know what I mean? They needed to have a more of an incentive for people who maybe don't have Xboxes to actually
Right.
get one. I mean, do you remember when the 360 Slim came out?
Mm-hmm. All right, that was a big
It's the
sell.
same. We're just
Big
seeing
sell.
history repeat itself.
Yeah.
Did I ever get a Slim? No. I rocked the old Elite
Got
till
killed, man.
it died of the red ring.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
I had the red ring, like almost the red ring 3 times, and I was like, ooh, and then it survived. Man, and especially this is even better because the Slim was just a smaller device. This is giving more features,
Yeah.
so it's even more of an attractive offer to people who don't have Xboxes and stuff.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
It'll look cool in like a nice little yuppie apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
Slim like
Slim little white
For
box.
the people that
yeah.
are on the fence, it's cheaper than the Xbox One right now, right? Or
The-
is
the-
it's
the-
about the same price?
Like the 500 gigabyte model is about the same price. The
And
other ones
that's
are a
all I
little more
need.
expensive.
I just need 500 gigabytes. I don't need 2
Especially, yeah.
terabytes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna play
Yeah.
that much. I don't.
I think like for the market that they're going for, which is just the casual gamers, 500 gigs is the perfect.
Yeah, it's good to-
It's the perfect price for that kind of.
I
console.
agree.
It's
the
good to
perfect
get
price for that.
people that are on the fence are like, I don't know if I want an Xbox One. Then the Slim's coming out. There,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'll get the Slim one. And
Well-
if I want the new one after Slim, I'll get that in like 2 years.
Speaking of people who are on the fence about game consoles and looking for a smaller version,
Whoa.
the PS4 Neo, which is the smaller PS4, was rumored to be announced at E3. It wasn't, but we got some brand new news
Let's
about
hear
the PS4 Neo. Now, this is just like a leaked Amazon listing in like Portuguese or whatever, so it's very unconfirmed, very much rumors. But Amazon has done this to PlayStation in the past, and it's been pretty accurate, so it's a pretty good read of what we're doing. So basically, the PS4 Neo, we don't have any specs or anything, we just have dates and numbers, is going to be released October 13th of, I think, this year. It was listed at 399 euros, which is about 450 USD. But in the past, it was listed as 399 euros and then 400 USD, so they kind of like equalized the price for everybody. So it could just, 400 standard, that was the PS4 launch price. So I guess like what we're kind of looking at is if this is accurate and if this is true, what I'm kind of concerned about is it being the same price point as PS4 at launch, Because while it is the new model and it's upgraded and everything, that's kind of like, why is it the exact same price as the launch if we don't know anything about it, and we don't even know like what new features exactly are going to be on about it. It could just be an Xbox 360 Slim, which is PS4 smaller, and I don't know if that really, justifies the price
we need
point.
more information about it before we can like
Exactly.
really make a judgment on it.
Exactly.
I'm already interested because I don't know if you guys remember last episodes that we did for E3, but we were both, me and Johnny were like, we're getting PlayStation.
We declared
everything.
PlayStation the winners of E3 for all years to come, forever.
There's
for
like
all
so
time.
much interesting stuff coming out for
Exactly.
it, and all the exclusives, or like most of the Xbox exclusives, are going over to PC because we have PCs now. We want PS4 so we can play all of their stuff as well.
And that's kind of like similar with it. I think the Neo is going to be like the ultimate kind of gaming enthusiast console because, like as we said, like Xbox is good. They're all the games that they announced at E3 you can play on like computer PC now. So they're kind of saying like you can have like more of like a family thing. You can share games and everything. Your content will save everywhere. Whereas PS4 is going like no, we have a small console that's going to do a lot of output. That's going to play games that you want on this console exclusively. If you like games, get to PlayStation.
I have a PlayStation.
You have a PlayStation?
I'm pretty impressed with it so far.
Yeah. Some new
I'm
stuff
impressed, and I don't even have one. Like I'm watching videos on YouTube, and I'm like, why didn't I get a PlayStation?
So I guess just in the kind of the question I have, kind of like business aspect-y of it, do you think, and this is just my speculation, if the PS4 Neo specs come out and it's the exact same as the PS4, it's just in a smaller package, do you think one that the $400 price point is justified, and two, if all that's true, will consumers will they buy that up, or will they be peeved off like I'm kind of gonna be, saying like why is it the same price as the standard thing?
Really, like Brandon said earlier, it's hard to judge without knowing the specs, the concrete specs. But from a consumer standpoint, I think it's a great way to herd in the sheep. For like, like new people who are not new people, but like people who are interested, who have a newfound interest in PS4s. If it's the exact same thing, if it's the exact same thing, man, I personally don't think it will be worth it. I have a PS4.
Right.
I'm biased towards that. And I think that is reflective of the market. Like, people who own PS4s are going to
hang on to them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to hang on to them. They're not going to upgrade or anything like that. This ain't no new iPhone or anything like that. But,
like that.
hopefully hopefully the specs get released soon. So
It'll
we
be
can
like-
really make a better judgment on the... I'm surprised that they haven't announced... They're announcing prices before they're announcing specs or anything like that.
Well, like it's just like surprise Amazon listing. So we don't even know if this is the final price or the final release date. We have no idea. So
Who
it's
knows?
kind of
Maybe it'll be able to play in 4K and have 6 teraflops of processing.
exactly. They just copy
There needs to be some value in it. I think
Definitely.
it doesn't need to be the same. I think like what the Slim is doing for the Xbox One is smart, because you're basically just revamping a project until the next one, and that's all you can do to bring in money.
Yeah.
Where I'm kind of like, because money and the price of things always changes.
Sure.
Especially like we know like just things that we can sell and so that always changes. But what I'm kind of looking at is the date, because we all know in like production, like advertising, all that stuff, you set dates like especially for a company like Sony and play it like years in advance. Like that's like this is the launch date of this thing before it even is like drawn on a piece of paper. Like this is what we're gonna do, and for having like October 13th of this year, or at least next year, I couldn't really get the actual date because I can't read the language. Like that's a very recent. That's very close.
Sure.
And to hear nothing about that, like nothing about the console, it might be like a surprise release saying, "Here's the Neo, it's out."
They're gonna pull a Beyonce.
They're gonna call Beyonce on it. And I'm kind of worried,
Surprise.
like, if it is
Surprise
that,
Beyonce.
like I can't imagine it being any more powerful than the PS4. If it's just like, here it is. Like it'll just be a smaller version.
Yeah, and honestly, that's just bad marketing on their part. If they're really just gonna release it that soon without giving us like some sort of insight. I mean, here's the thing: at the end of the day, E3 is a deadline as well.
Exactly.
So I mean, if they weren't confident in unleashing, the finer details at that event, then all I can say is God be with them.
Yes. Pretty
The
much.
Microsoft and Sony beef
it's
just
hashing it
continues. And so far, it sounds like the Slim's in the lead, especially with Scorpio.
Yeah.
I like it when a company's transparent with their audience and can be like, "Listen, this is what we're working on. We're still perfecting it."
And you can kind of like see the way that the company's thinking a little.
It's kind of
bit.
reassuring.
It is.
because they're always
They're thinking
working
about
towards
us.
better things. Yeah.
They're thinking about
They
us.
have us in mind.
Well, I'm definitely excited for any new consoles because that means more games, and I love
More
games.
Yes,
We're
absolutely.
connoisseurs of games on this set.
Exactly. A fantastic little talk we've had. Brandon, we have some little small news stories that we have enough time. I think we can cover.
Just a couple, just a few things.
Just quick some snapshots.
The SNES, or no, not the SNES, the Nintendo NES Mini coming out.
Have you seen this?
I've seen it's cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's a
$60,
little tiny box,
30 games.
30 games, yeah. It'll stay with those base games as far as we know because it won't be able to connect to the internet. It'll have games like Final Fantasy,
Donkey Kong,
Galaga,
Pac-Man, 2.
Pac-Man, Super Mario Bros. 1 through 3, Legend of Zelda, stuff like that.
So now I'll talk about just want to do a quick thing. I'm buying it.
It's gonna be a nice holiday gift. You
Oh
feel
my
me?
gosh, yes.
I didn't even. It comes out in like November.
Mom, if you're
I'll get that for my
man.
dad.
Santa, if you're watching,
I'm gonna get that for my
Nintendo's just
dad,
gonna be,
and I'm gonna take
be
it from him.
shelling it out.
absolutely.
I'm buying 2.
And then 2 other things. Evolve went free to play because I guess they realized their market wasn't doing too well because people
not
weren't very
successful.
pleased with their game.
It was not successful.
But as soon as they went free to play, they got over 1 million new players playing their game in less than a week.
Wow.
So I think the free to play went well for them. Anybody that already had the game gets a founders pack. They get to keep all their stuff, and Turtle Rock will give them exclusives for purchasing the game for being longtime members. And lastly, No Man's Sky finally has an official release date,
No Man's Sky.
August 9th.
Wow.
It's finally happening, guys.
The
If
9th.
they
This
delay
year?
it- This year.
August
yeah.
9th.
If it gets
out.
delayed one more time, I don't even care about No Man's Sky anymore. But I am pretty guaranteed to get it because that looks incredible.
That's PC
And PlayStation 4, I
and
think.
PlayStation 4, not Xbox.
I don't think so.
Really? Okay. Are you gonna get that on PS4?
Dude, honestly, like, from what I know about it, which is very, like, I don't know much about it.
Right.
There's,
It
like-
just, gosh, there's so much to do.
Yeah.
So much to explore.
There's quintillions of planets.
Quintillions.
They've said.
Quintillions of planets.
Quintillions.
That's a
yeah.
new number.
I honestly just started playing World of Warcraft again. So
Getting it back on?
I feel like my time is like, it's going to be hard to
divided.
divide time
It's
between
divided,
WoW
exactly.
and No Man's Sky.
It's
and-
dwindling down.
I would buy it, but the new Deus Ex game is coming out, I think the 23rd of August, so I'm saving up my money for that.
I'm gonna get both. I'm gonna have no money, guys.
This guy
It's
over
all
here.
going away.
All right, well, it has been, we're a little bit overtime. Boy, oh boy. It has been a fantastic episode of Birds of Play on our fantastic set. I'm absolutely in love with it. I can see all the shots now. I'm looking at the camera changes. I love it. It's so amazing. He's putting his feet up.
I love
Guys,
it.
we have a table.
We have a
good
table. We have a laptop. I have a phone. We can finally afford all these things.
His
It's
graphics
wonderful.
right behind us?
His
Awesome.
graphics.
Looks great.
And
Keep
we're gonna-
watching.
Kids, watch out. We're gonna do some crazy stuff with this.
We're
I'm
gonna
really
get
excited
fancy
about it.
with it.
I don't want to say anything right now, but check these screens out. They're gonna be really
Stay
cool. I am John Sullivan Crone,
Brandon Diaz over here.
Justin Belichis.
and this has been Birds of Play. Check us out whenever we go up again. See you later, nerds.
Don't forget us on YouTube.
Peace out.
Roll credits if we have any.
Credits.
Gonna kill time for like 30 seconds if we have credits.
Drink.
And cut. That was good.